The German word here used for misery, Elend, is related to another German word, Ausland, which means a foreign land. To be miserable, according to the Heidelberg Catechism, is to be like a foreigner in a land that's not your own. Of course, spiritually, it means that we're in misery, or spiritually, that we are miserable. We have a condition of being separated from God. He's like our true home, but yet we're separated from him. And so we feel that sense of misery deep down inside of us. The author has translated it later on into Latin. That word for misery is miseria. It's the opposite of another Latin term that some of us who speak Espanol know, misericordia, which means mercy. Misery is the opposite of mercy. To be miserable, then, is to be in need of mercy. To be in need of God, to come to us who are like foreigners in a land that's not our own, meaning in our sins, for God to come to us and to show us mercy, to bring us back home, to bring us back to him. We've got to know that. For you and I to know that Jesus is the only thing that we ultimately rely upon in this life and the life to come, we've got to know that we need him, that we need his mercy, that we need him to bring us back to God, not as strangers, but as friends. It's okay to be miserable, to know that outside of Jesus, you're homeless. You're a foreigner in a land that's not yours. You are in need of mercy. It's not just okay, it's actually necessary. You know that? It's necessary to know this stuff. If you don't know that you're in need of mercy, how will you ever know where you're going to have to find it? You'd be like a person at your front door. You hear a knock. Danny Miranda shows up in his old uniform. It's like, Larry, you got a fire behind you. Your house is on fire. You're like, what are you talking about, man? Go home. To not know your sin and misery is to be like a person at the front door being told by a fireman that your house is on fire and to not acknowledge it. To not know the danger that you're in. If you don't know that, how can you know what it means to be freed, right? To be saved, literally, to be helped. So it's okay for us to be miserable. We need to know this. We need to know this.